Hey guys, today I'm looking at Lord of the Heavenly Prison. This kind of helps to showcase how deck building's kind of annoying, but alright, I'll read Lord of the Heavenly Prison's effect to you. During your main phase, you inactivate this effect. This card in your hand becomes revealed until the end of your opponent's turn, while this card is revealed by this effect. Set cards on the field cannot be destroyed by card effects. If a set spell trap card is activated, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then if you activated this effect while this card was revealed, you can reveal and set one spell trap directly from your deck, but bash it during the end phase of the next turn. You can only use one Lord of the Heavenly Prison effect per turn, and only once that turn. So this effect obviously is pretty strong here to do the search. And the search, of course, allows you to add any spell trap, so a continuous spell, a continuous trap. You can add any spell trap. Unlike, for example, Lovely Lady, which can only search specifically normal traps. So this is a bit better. But the caveat to this is that you can only use one Lord of the Heavenly Prison effect per turn, and only once that turn. So the expectation would be to reveal it on your first turn, and then activate this on your second turn to do the search. But however, I don't want to do that. I want to simply use the effect to search in on my first turn. And to do the search, you do the special summon, and then it searches. But this only requires the card to be revealed, not by the effect here. The effect to protect back row, it has to be revealed by its own effect for this. But that's it. If I want to use the effect to do the search here, I would only require Lord of the Heavenly Prison to be revealed. So if I search revealed, let's see what pops up. Not too many cards to read through at least. Let's see. So this reveals from the extra deck, so all I need is something that can reveal Lord of the Heavenly Prison in hand constantly. That would be ideal. And Lord of the Heavenly Prison, of course, is totally searchable actually, since it's a rock. So I can search it off of Gallant Granite, so not an issue to get access into it. How does this reveal? Reveal a spellcaster, and then... yeah, that's not gonna cut it. Starry Night Ceremony. What does that reveal? Okay. This reveals itself. Oradora of Fate. Where does this reveal? It reveals something in deck. I want to reveal something in hand. So let's do reveal hand. And the results completely changed. So revealed clearly wasn't a good keyword. So we have Link Apple, this reveals itself. Goki Ring Trainer reveals itself. Formopal Recasting. Yeah, that's not gonna do much for us. This reveals on the top. We have a lot more cards to flip through here. Rishula. What is Humble Sentry? This card is neg 2. Huh. Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. Reveal one level 1 monster in hand. I wanna just have my card constantly revealed though. Toolbox. Is there a usage for this card? You can keep searching equip spells every single turn, I guess. That card is good to know exists. Actually, wait. Where did I get these from? Master Pack? All 3 of them? Wow. Okay. That is weird. Yeah, so this isn't going to work. There's so many cards to read here. Reveal. Card in hand. Let's try that. Does that help a little bit? And not really. I just want to like have a card constantly revealed. I don't know. There might be like a card that does it, right? But as you can see, it's pretty hard to find the kinds of cards I'm looking for. Like, yeah, really struggling here. So I guess for now, I'll give up. Yeah. And I'll just use what I know for a fact should work. So let's try contract with Dawn. Contract with Dawn 1000. Actually, we don't need this many copies of Lord. Contract with Dawn 1000. When this card is activated, both players lose 1000 life points, and if they do, each draws one card. All cards that are drawn while this card's effect is applied must remain revealed. While a player's spell card in the hand is revealed by this effect, that player cannot normal summon set monsters. And you can only activate one contract with 1000 per turn. So the idea I have here is to... Let's go Galen Granite. And this just requires 2 level 4 monsters on the field, and I'll just figure out how to do that. Can't use tokens for this, whatever. But that allows me to add Lord of the Heavenly Prison. And then I will Plague Spreader to put this on top of the deck. And then I will simply draw Lord of the Heavenly Prison, and that will reveal it. And then now we just need a way to trigger Lord of the Heavenly Prison. So, simple enough, I will use Shade Brigandine, which I know I can activate on the same turn. And this is also going to be a 4, which is still just, in general, useful for stuff. Actually, I can't use Shade Brigandine to summon Lord. No, wait, I have to use it to summon Lord. That's what I mean. So I can't use it to summon Galen Granite to search Lord. So, yeah. They'll have to do for now, because I don't know if there's any better way to go about it, because I'd have to look through all of those cards, and I just simply don't have the mental to read through all of those cards and check through all of them to see if any of them is better than, like, Contract with Dawn 1000, because I do have to take the extra step of, like, Plague Spreading, and that's kind of annoying. And since we're playing 4s, maybe we can do Chaos Ruler to dig for one of these two, and that might potentially help. I am not completely sure, but actually this risks milling out my Shade Brigandine, so actually I don't think we can. So Contract with Dawn 1000, how do I get this to my hand? No way, but actually, how do I search Contract with Dawn 1000? Gotta really think about this one. Well, real quick, let's search and see if there's any way. Alright. What can search Contract with Dawn 1000? Dark Sage, Ancient Gear Drill, Alchemic Magician, Angmarl the Fiendish Monarch, Left Arm Offering, Watchdog, the Despair Uranus. So let's check the Despair Uranus first. I don't remember exactly what it does, but I recall... Actually, wait. No, this doesn't work. Because your opponent chooses, right? And you pick either a continuous spell or continuous trap. And this is only on the Tribute Summon of Uranus. And this works with Galen Granite as well, though, which is interesting. Ancient Gear Drill, then, I guess. If you control an Ancient Gear monster, discard one card, set one spell card directly from your deck, and you can't activate it this turn. Okay, that's useless then. Angmarl the Fiendish? What is that? Like, actually, though. Angmarl. When this card distributes summon, you can banish one spell card from your graveyard, add one card with the same name as the banished spell card from your deck to your hand. Well, that's a bit pointless, isn't it? And then Alchemic Magician, I guess, is the last one we might want to check. And then if not, I'll have to figure out a whole different way. What card did I say? Alright, Alchemic Magician. 3 level 4 spellcaster type monsters. This card gains so much attack for each spell card in your graveyard once per turn. During your end phase, you can detach one. During the end phase. Send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, choose 1 spell card from your deck, then set it in your spell and trap card zone. I mean, yeah, that's not gonna work. Not even remotely, not even slightly. So, contract with 1000. Is there a way I can add this to my hand from the graveyard or something? I believe there was some card like this. No. It was some kind of stone, but there's a lot of cards with the word stone, right? Not as bad. Sage's Stone. No. Magical Stone Excavation. This is kind of costly. But I'll just have to find a way to get this advantage. There's no real other choice, but then how do I get Magical Stone Excavation to my hand? Yeah, we're seeing some issues here. I also only want 1 copy of Contract with Dawn 1000 in my hand, obviously. So, a bit rough. I don't see a way to easily make this work right now. Is there a different card that allows this to work? Maybe an XYZ6, maybe? It's hard to search for what I want, though. Iron, what does this do? Yeah, that's not gonna cut it. Alright, let's see. Any of these that adds a thing. 2 spellcasters. Weird. So there's Beatrice to dump it if I want, right? But I don't know how I can add it back to my hand. Does this do it, maybe? Target 1 monster on the field or in either graveyard, return that target to the hand. This only returns monsters. So I can't return a spell like Contract with the Dawn with Dawn 1000. And this is a continuous spell. What Aurora Dawn only does traps, right? At this point, I'd be better off just sending a trap and adding it back to my hand, right? Yeah. The amount of hoops I have to jump for this is actually kind of insane. There are better ways of just searching like a spell trap straight up. I guess we have to stick to it, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Like, with all the cards in the game, it'd be really hard, like, to know the specific gen cards that you might need to be able to do this. Like, it's a really, really long list. So maybe it's just time to give up. As I can't find a good way to reveal this. If there was a better way than Contract with Dawn 1000, I guess that would be the biggest game changer, honestly. If we cut off Dawn 1000. Because that's not, like, the best way, but... Reveal a card in hand. I just want to reveal this without using its effects. That's all I really need. But I'm not sure what can do that. And it must be revealed to make this work. It needs to be revealed constantly, like with Dawn 1000, or its own effect. Not sure what card does this. Aside from Dawn 1000. I want something searchable that can do it, but I don't know, man. Reveal your entire hand and shuffle it into the deck? Nope. Rooklord. Reveal a Quakey Maru card, right? That's probably what it says. Sekka's Light. Doesn't really work, does it? Yeah, I'm not sure if there's another card besides Dawn Thousand that reveals like a card in your hand or something. The same way Dawn Thousand does, because you would need that to uh, activate Lord of the Heavenly Prison. But I mean, I guess we can't really do anything like that. What does this card do? So you can use any 3 monsters with different names, so it's like somewhat similar. Okay, so you can banish or fusion summon by banishing the above cards you control. In which case, you do not use polymerization. How do you even summon this? It's always been unclear to me. This banishes 1 card from the top of your opponent's deck, 1 from the extra deck, 1 from top, and 1 from the extra deck. What? And using only monsters that were originally dragons. I haven't found out how to summon this yet. It just has never worked for me. Huh. So cards in where? By banishing the above cards you control. So you need to control 3 monsters with different names. Yeah, that's never worked for me, sadly. Well, whatever. I guess since we can't make this work right now, because I just can't figure it out. This doesn't work on stuff in the extra deck, right? Yeah. What was the thing I was going to do? I don't even remember. This has really gotten me kind of annoyed, honestly. But let's just build an anti-labyrinth deck real fast. So let's just do staples, I guess. Let's do Red Reboot, 2. Evenly, 3. And then this is just a good starting point. So from here, we want to force out like a Solomon stuff. So Twin Twister. This is pretty good. Twin Twister should be able to do its job. And we should be fine. And then we want a little bit more as well. So let me think about this for a second. How do you spell this? Labyrinth? Like that? Right, sure. This is a dark, that's a dark. This is also a dark. Everything here is a dark. So what about Shadow Imprison? Negate all dark monster effects activated on the field or in the graveyard. That's alright. Not strong enough, though. How about Quakey Meru? But I have to figure out how to spell Quakey Meru. Alright. We can play a Fiend deck with this, I suppose. It's possible. Once I find it. Where's Doom? Ah, here you are, Doom. Negate the effects of light and dark monsters that activate during the main phase. Can they activate their effects during, let's see, maybe the during the battle phase or end phase? Yes. So okay, Shadow Imprisoning Mirror it is. Just because of that, this is a little bit better. This is also only a rare, which is intriguing. So all dark monster effects activated on the field or in the graveyard. So ideally, we won't be playing dark ourselves, and this will just mess up our opponent a bit. Since all labyrinth monsters are dark, this should probably help a bit. But only good going first, so maybe only 1 copy then. Unsure. Also worth consideration is Ancient Organism. Grave of the Super Ancient Organism. Level 6 or higher special summon monsters on the field cannot declare attacks, nor can players activate their effects. This is, however, only on the field, so maybe we need a different game plan. So, what about you? What do you do? Trap Eater. This only sends face-up traps your opponent controls to the graveyard. No hard ones per turn, though, which is amusing. It's also a tuner, which makes it, like, not bad for stuff, I suppose. What is this? Oh, I have an extra copy. So what does this do? Destroy a set spell trap. That's why it shows up. It has the words trap and eater in it somewhere as well. Eater. Okay, and then it mentions traps there. Yep, that's how it goes, I guess. Ant eater eating ant is kind of weird. Just read that effect. What? Oh, hey, there's an anteater there. That card art is kind of cute, actually. But, let's see. In terms of hand traps that we can use, is there something pretty good that we can run against Labyrinth? Nothing, like, in particular comes to mind for me, personally. As we only really have, like, the options of Fred Reboot evenly matched. Even, like, Ash Blossom Joy Spring and stuff might not, like, get you where you need, depending on how your opponent opens, but Ash Blossom in general should be fine. Called by the Grave, I don't know about that, actually. If we're just going solely anti-lab, specifically, maybe Called by isn't, like, as efficient as some other cards. So, aside from that, maybe we need to think on some, like, strange tech that would work. So, actually, now that I think about it, what about this? Sneaky C. Does this work? When your opponent special summons a monster, you can special summon this card from your hand in face down defense position, and if you do during the end phase of this turn, change it to face up defense position. And if this card is flipped face up during the end phase, destroy all special summon monsters on field. Honestly, not good enough. It's just kind of how it is, I suppose. So, part 2. Now we'll probably want stuff that triggers in the graveyard, and that should be good for us. But if we have stuff that triggers in the graveyard, the issue is still dimensional barrier. Like, let's just say, for example, we're playing Tearlaments alongside this kind of package. If our opponent hits us with dimensional bodyguard, like here, they can declare Ritual Fusion, Synchro XYZ, or Pendulum, and then we just can't use those at all. And they can also play some annoying things, so how about we actually try playing Therion? Therion should do. And we also have Endless Engine Yugioh System. Honestly, 2 copies might be enough of that. And then we'll just do 3 copies of this. Therion is not bad for the board break. You have a few options. So if I go Therion, I can flex between somewhat Synchro. I can also flex into XYZ. I can flex into Link summoning a little bit, potentially. And this might just be good enough. So let's just mess around with the ratios a bit. And then this. So notably, they don't have good removal aside from destruction and targeted removal. So what if I make something that they can't remove or target? I think that would be pretty good. And if they can target it, it has to be non-destructible. So nothing I can really use that's like that, unfortunately. So whatever, I suppose. What does this do? This has a graveyard effect, doesn't it? You banish this card from your graveyard, then target 2 Therian monsters, 1 on your field and 1 in your graveyard, to put that monster from your graveyard to the other monster you control. Not super useful. It might be useful for messing with Therion Irregular, actually. Aside from that, I don't see that, like, doing that much. And then we have Sprite Smashers. Alright, Sprite Smashers. we can potentially use this to banish something, right? No, we need a level rank link to monster. Bleh. That's not gonna do it. Either way, right? This is actually so bad with Therion. Yeah, that's not even remotely runnable, and then we don't really want a Lazio. Why does this make you discard for this effect? Not a fan of Alazia. I don't know how I'm generating enough card advantage for Alazia to really work out, but I guess Endless Engine or Gira system, but I'd rather use that for like a regular, so eh. What does this cycle back exactly? Therion cards? Just Therion cards. This is not a Therion card. This is a sprite card. It's a sprite on it. Therion, stand up. Gigantic Champion Sargus. I will put in 1 copy, because it will surely work out. And... yeah. Okay. So, I think we want to put in maybe an adventure package as well. This should fare alright. Maybe insulate our board a bit for us. And that should be alright. And I have finally crafted trade-in, so that's pretty poppin'. Just throw in 3 copies of trade-in and hope for the best. We have a lot of 8s here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 should be like more than enough. And we don't play any darks aside from Therion a regular, so we should be okay. Right? Yeah. Okay, all good. And then Hope Harbinger, Dingirsu, Lancelot, Pain Gainer, I think. Right? Yeah. 7 Sins. Zeus. And then we can follow this up with, let's see. Throw in a copy of Baron de Fleur. And then we want, like, probably a copy of, let's see. Just some link stuff like IP. Unicorn. And then let's do Evermax. Access code. And then I guess since we have the space, we can try looking for a different link 3 to make. And that is probably fine as well. So yeah, BLS actually is a decent one to run anyways. And if we make this with IP, it's actually non-destructible, so this should be pretty hard to out after we make it gain 1,500, right? But I can't make this untargetable, can I? No, wait, it normally is untargetable. That's what I knew that. I'm just that tired. Alright, I guess. So if we go like IP, make BLS, just somehow. And then we do attack gain. This should not be outable, and we can just keep doing banish a card on the field and win eventually against Labyrinth, so not bad. And this should not be like easily outable. Issue, small issue. I want more bodies, but I don't know how to get more bodies right now. Let's check the hand. And yes, this is a brick, as expected. Brick. Okay, with the amount of Therion cards we're running, let's bump up charge 1 more, and we trade in like this. So now we want to also open Rite of Aramasir as much as possible. So, Foolish Burial. Oops. We want Foolish Burial to increase the odds of us just simply getting into our Rite of Aramasir. Because that really works well with Therion in general. This hand actually functions enough. Okay. In general, these hands are like never like too super insanely bad. Now, they're kind of looking up a bit. Makes me want to bump up to 45 like this for now, though. And I do want another way to remove stuff. And actually, now that I think about it, Twin Twister is pretty damn good because it allows me to get like a Therion off the, well, out of my hand. Which is, in general, what I kind of want. But I also want to cycle through my deck whenever possible, right? So let's see. Now that we have all these, anything else? I guess we'll throw in some like more staples and we'll figure it out from there. Let's do Underworld Goddess. And then maybe we want one more card. Something interesting, something useful. Well, nothing really comes to mind right now, so let's just throw in one more XYZ 8 and call it. I think this list is probably okay. I might test it eventually, but I don't want to like craft Regulus. I somehow only pulled one Regulus and it's a Royal, so that's nice at least. Actually, I want something that can maybe give me like an additional body if possible. So that'd be awesome. Let's go the Zombie Vampire. And I guess that works. For now. Well, maybe I'll find more like, Labyrinth cards to put in later. But for now, this is looking pretty alright. So, with this stuff, we can do a little bit of damage. Some of these hands are better than others, so that just means we might want to consider repurposing some of this stuff. And we'll probably be fine. Maybe we will change this package around a bit and throw in one more thing. Like, Punk is really good, but I don't really want to get, like, de-barriered. So I want to play a mostly main deck strategy, which is why I opted for the Adventure package, which doesn't go into the extra deck at all. And Therion as well, which is pretty playable with main deck only. But the issue is kind of just bricking right now, and I don't have a really good answer to that just yet. So this list is work in progress, but this is all I've got for you guys today, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Bye.